Thank you so much for having us at your beautiful facility. I didn't even know this was here, but it is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm so grateful to see so many people here to indulge in this wonderful opportunity this evening. My name is Melissa Sparks. I currently serve as the Deputy Assistant Commissioner for the Division of Hospital Services for the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Service. However, that title is really not important. The only reason it's important to tell you that is so that you will understand the context of what I'm about to share with you. I've spent 26 and a half years in the Department of Mental Health in a variety of roles. I'm a nurse by trade, so I started providing frontline services at the Middle Tennessee Mental Health Institute here in Nashville. And my former position, before I took my current position, I served as the Director of Crisis Services and Suicide Prevention. But I'm going to bring this down to a human perspective, and I'm going to share a personal story with you because I think it's important to understand how the stigma associated with feeling suicidal can impact a person's life. And suicide is a very real problem here in Tennessee. We lose on a daily basis 3 to 4 lives a day just here in Tennessee. 1 in 4 people is somehow affected by suicide. Now, back when I was about 26 years old, I had a neck injury that caused me debilitating pain. I had a constant headache that never went away. I had pain radiating down my shoulder and into my arm. The doctors were telling me it's all in my head. They couldn't really figure out what was causing the pain. Now, I know exactly when I injured it. I was wrestling and got pinned down wrong on the mat, and it cracked my neck. But the MRIs and everything weren't really showing the medical field what they were wanting to see. So for 2 years, I suffered immensely. However, I'm a strong, independent woman, and I see many other strong, independent women in this audience, and I sucked it up, and nobody really knew the amount of suffering that I was going through. I put on a strong face, and even though I was taking about 26 pills a day to manage the pain, could barely carry on a conversation, nobody really knew that every single night at home I was crying to God to take my life. Just take my life, I can't live this way. I had lost hope that I was ever going to get fixed. I saw doctor after doctor after doctor. But as a strong, independent woman and somebody that works in the mental health field, I didn't want to tell anybody that I was considering taking my own life. But it can happen to anyone, no matter what you do, no matter what color you are, no matter what sexual preference you have, no matter what religion. It affects us all. I want to share this story so that you don't suffer in silence. If you are going through some unendurable pain, don't hesitate to reach out. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to let somebody know you need a little support. As human beings, we all need a little support once in a while. It's not a weakness. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's something that you should be proud of because you had the strength to reach out and get the help when you needed it most. Now, I also want to share that despite my training, I lost my only brother to suicide. It was a complete shock. I never saw it coming. But apparently he had been suffering with depression that I was unaware of. And he had been taking some antidepressants but had suddenly stopped. That is not a good thing to do. If you're taking an antidepressant, don't ever just suddenly stop it without talking to your physician first, because it can actually make you feel suicidal when you weren't feeling suicidal before. He was also a heavy drinker, and from my understanding, the night that he chose to take his life, he had had a really bad argument with his wife, and I believe his wife had threatened to divorce him and take their children away from him. And out of emotional pain, he decided to go to the park and take a gun and shoot himself in the head. I could not believe it. I will never overcome the trauma that has caused for me, but it has made me very passionate about trying to save other people's lives. It served a purpose in my life. Despite the hardships and the hurt that caused, I got a gift, and I got some strength that I didn't have before that has helped me in my career, helped me when I've interacted with people at their lowest point in their life, and helped me instill hope with them. Sometimes when you can share your story, it can inspire others. And I hope everybody here, if you have ever thought about taking your life, or you're just going through some hard times, again, don't hesitate to reach out to somebody. Even if you don't have anybody immediately in your family or in your home, there's always somebody that will listen. There are hotline numbers that you can call if you need to. One of those here in Tennessee is the crisis hotline number. It's 855-CRISIS-1. It's pretty easy to remember. So I just want to encourage you to reach out if you ever need to. If you do encounter somebody else that you see feeling sad or just aren't acting right, please just ask them if they're okay.